Hey, everybody. Welcome. I see a few people popping in. I'm going to give you a few minutes to get here, and then we're going to talk about our new mixed media release from Hero Arts. So if you are here in the comments, either on Facebook or YouTube, say hello so we know that you're here and watching and that sound and picture is good. And then we will start going through all the fun things in this new release and showing some amazing projects from the creative team. Hi, Brianne. Nice to see you. Hello, Melissa from North Texas and Paula. Thank you guys for being here today. Oh, hi, Debbie Adams. I'm going to be showing some amazing projects from Debbie. She's on our creative team, as you all know, and she's a rock star. Oh, good. Brianne said sound and picture is great. Hi, Gail. Hi, Lillian and Jane and Shirley. Nice to see you all. Barbara Jean, Victoria from Calgary. Nice to see you up there in Canada. All right. I just fogged up my glasses a little because I was running around like a mad person. So I'm going to make it so I can see. And then I'll just give it another second and then I will switch to my overhead camera. Hello, Seth Apter. Nice to see you here, Mixed Media King. I'm glad you're here to see what Hero Arts has to offer in that world. So maybe you'll want to play with some of these products. And if you do, you just let me know. Let's see. Oh, Melissa, you got your catalog in the May kit. That's great. Thank you for being a subscriber. All right. Well, I'm going to go ahead and go to my overhead camera for a bit. And then a little bit later in the broadcast here, I have a special guest joining us. So I'm going to run through some of our new products and show you this catalog. And then I will tell you who's here to talk about her projects. All right. So I'm going to go from a solo layout and I'm going to make my overhead big. All right. Oh, hello, Jen Cray from our global team. Nice to see you here too. I'm missing some people, but hello to everybody. All right. So this is our mixed media catalog. And as Melissa mentioned, she got one in her subscription box because she's a subscriber to Hero Arts kits. And it is a beautiful idea book with lots of projects from our creative team. And it is for sale. So if you love this as something to look at and take in and you're not a subscriber, you might want to go ahead and get yourself one of these to look at. So what we did with this release, we introduced a handful of new products, but we also showed projects using our existing products, maybe in a new way, maybe in ways you hadn't thought of before. I mean, we all love our regular card making. There's nothing wrong with that. It's fabulous. But our Hero Arts products, you may not think of them all the time as being great for mixed media as well. And so that's what we're here today, is to just show you how to take the same products that you know and love and turn them into mixed media projects as well. And really mixed media, let's just step back for a minute. Mixed media, that term, all mixed media really means is to combine two or more mediums on your project. So a lot of you probably already even do mixed media and you don't even realize it, because all it means is you combine a couple things on your card. So if you're embossing and using Copic markers, that's mixed media because you have two different mediums on your card. So let's not get worried about what mixed media means, because it can mean a lot of things. It can be on cards, it can be on art journals, it can be on canvases or home decor pieces. Hello, Pocono Pam, also on our creative team. Nice to see you here tonight. So what we did in this catalog, I'm going to go through all the projects from the creative team after I get done showing the new products. But what we challenged our team to do is to use the same products to create both a card, like our normal cards, right? And then also more of a mixed media project that's more something other than a card. So I'm going to show you a bunch of combos of projects tonight that I think you'll find really fun and inspiring. And anyway, without any further ado, let's start going through the catalog. So I'm just going to kind of flip through it. And then all these projects you're seeing in here, I have pretty much all of them here with me. So after I go through and show you, point out the new products, then I'll go ahead and show you the projects as well. I'm going to grab a little piece of white cardstock here because my products are not in packaging, so I want to be able to show you. So the first new thing that we see here is this wonderful calligraphy bold prints. So this is what it looks like. It's one of our 6x6 red rubber bold prints. And it's just like an Asian font writing, and it's just beautiful. Great to use as a background element on your projects or cards. And that's what that one is. And that one's new. Another fun thing in this catalog is some of the projects we took. This is one by Debbie, by the way, which I will get to in a bit. But we took the materials that they used, some of the projects, and listed them all here together. So you can easily see what she did to create that, what products she used. So there's a few recipes like that in this catalog, you'll see. All right, and just more projects. I'll show you all these in a bit. Well, we like to do our big background stamps. Oops, that's a different one. Where did I just put that one? Oh, here it is. Debbie is asking why red rubber and not acrylic. We do both, but when we do these big background stamps, we just love red rubber. It's kind of the heart of our company. How Hero Art started was red rubber, and we just love it. And it makes a great impression with the red rubber. So we like to use it for our big background stamps. All right. And I don't think I even introduced myself. My name's Libby Hickson. I work in marketing at Hero Arts, and I work remotely in Georgia for Hero Arts. They're located in the Bay Area of California. And I just appreciate y'all being here with me tonight. All right, so let's keep going through here. These are some other red rubber bold prints that we've had in the past and love. This is another new one. This is our abstract ceiling pattern bold print. And if any of you have been to London and you've gone to the British Museum and looked up, you may recognize this pattern. This is what the ceiling at the British Museum looks like. So our creative director at Hero Arts she took a trip somewhat recently to London, and it inspired her to make this background stamp, which is really awesome. Just a little fun fact about that. Jen Cray, I wonder if you even knew that. Do you even recognize that as the British Museum? Although you are a little distance from London, I know. All right, keep going through more of our background stamps, a couple stencils here. We talk about in this catalog the steps you can do to create mixed media. Step one is begin with your favorite background as your foundation. So that's kind of what this first section of the catalog is talking about, all these great foundational background stamps. And again, these are ones that have been in our line, but you might see them in a different way with mixed media. Some stencils, a woodblock shelf stamp, which is awesome. Jen, that's okay. I didn't mean to put you on the spot like that. This one right here is one of my absolute favorites, the Bug Collection bold print. Some dies that work well for adding textures into your projects. And I'll show you some projects that show that, like this one from Lydia. Another wood block texture stamp or background stamp. All right. And then here is a new stencil. So this bold print, Cobblestone Bold Prints, has been in our catalog for a little while now, but we went ahead and made a stencil that coordinates with it. I mean, it doesn't coordinate. You wouldn't use them together, but it's the same kind of pattern. And it's fun because with a stencil, if you're stenciling on like a white background, the lines become your grout in your cobblestone, right? Where if you're using the stamp, then the lines, whatever color you stamp them, become the grout. So that was a line actually I heard Lydia say on her live today, and I thought that was very clever, a way to look at those two different types of products to give the same kind of look, but in a different way, right? And this is such a great versatile background that you can do so many things with. All right, a couple more new stamps right here. These are a little bit smaller. They're not the 6x6. They're more like an A2 type of size for these stamps. So this one here is the large distressed block cling. And what I love to do with this one is I put it in my Misty, for example, and I ink it up with a reactive ink and spritz it. And then when you stamp it down, it looks just like you did a watercolored background, but it really easily. What do the Asian characters say? I think is what you meant, Linda. I don't know. I don't remember. I know that we checked to make sure it was nothing offensive, but I don't remember what they actually say. If you email Hero Arts, maybe they could help you with that. All right. And then this one is called Vintage Frame Cling. And so it makes the cling when you, it makes the frame when you stamp this one, but it's kind of a grungy type of frame to it. And it also looks really fun with water added to it. All right, here's another pair of stencils that are stencil and bold print that are kind of the same idea, where one is a stencil, one's a bold print, but they're kind of a similar pattern. These are not brand new. This one came out in a recent monthly release, actually. Both of them did. All right, this one here is called Tiling Textures, and it is super cool. Let me put this on a piece of paper here. So it's a 4x6 clear stamp set. And it's called tiling because if you stamp these next to each other in a row or up and down, they tile, which means the patterns line up. So you can make that pattern as big as you want or as small as you want. They're great for journaling. They're great for ATCs, if anybody still makes those. Just a really fun background to add to kind of anchor something. You can put something on top of it, but it's really fun that they can tile like that. So you can really line up these patterns if you were careful and I wanted to try that. So yeah, really fun. All right. Now this one, I don't have the label on mine because I had an early one, but this is what it looks like. It's this fun little distressed, it's called Small Distressed Block, and it is a red rubber wood block stamp. And so you can kind of get the idea of it in my hand, how big it is, but really fun to make little elements on your projects, your cards, your mixed media projects. All right. Yes, that was, I see that Paula said she can see that they're individual stamps. When we were first designing this one and it was posted, I thought it was like 6 different cling background ideas. And then I didn't realize until a little bit later that they're actually little, I don't know how big that is, like maybe 2 by 2 or maybe a little less. I could get a ruler out if anyone wanted to know, but you know, they're just little squares that you can do different things with. So yeah, I had the same moment of aha as you just did, Paula. Oops. Hi, Essie. Nice to see you. I have one of your cards in my pile that I plan to show tonight, actually. Actually, I need to make sure it's in my pile. I definitely was looking at it earlier today. All right, some more stencils in here. Another project. We'll show this project in a bit, and you can see the recipe for it, which is really fun. These were from previous releases, but again, really fun foundational pieces to use. This is one of my favorites, this tile pattern stencil. We've had this for a while, but I love it so much. It's so pretty. Hi, Rosie. Hi, everybody. More background clings and more stencils are kind of intermixed. And I just wanted to get to all the new products, and then I'll go through the projects like I mentioned. Another recipe here for a great project that Michelle Short made. All right, a couple more new things right here. This is the critter silhouettes and the floral silhouettes. I'll just put them both on here at the same time. And these are 4x6 clear sets and really fun silhouettes that you can use. You can stamp them in black, you can emboss them and cut them out. You can stamp them in white, like unicorn white pigment ink on a dark background, and that makes them really fun to color, especially with colored pencils. So when you see something like this, you don't have to think of it just being one color. And I'll show you an amazing sample. And it's not right here on this page, but I'll show you an amazing sample that Emily Midget did with these in just a little bit. I'm glad you love the praying mantis, Jay. That is not my favorite. I'm not a bug lover. I love like this half of the set. No, I love that little butterfly, but this corner is not for me necessarily, but I know there are people who do love it. All right. No bees in the critters. I know, Melissa. Oh no, is that one a bee right there? I think he's a bee. There's a bee for you. Active pose. Yeah, that's true. He's up to something. Is there a hard copy of the catalog available? Yes, Linda. If you just go to our website, heroarts.com, and on the category for the mixed media release, it's in there. It's also in, there's a printed catalog section, but it's PS215 is the number for it. So if you wanted to find it that way, it's easy to kind of do the search and do PS215, and you would find that catalog. Here's one of my oldie but goodie favorites, which is this color layering Monarch butterfly set, which is great. This is from the vault. I don't know if you guys remember, a few years ago, we had our 45th anniversary at Hero Arts, and we pulled some of the very classic woodblock stamps into clear sets, and this is one of them. This is our from the vault bugs. All right, more. Okay, so at this point, I'm actually going to pause going through the catalog, and I'm going to bring in my wonderful guest, because she actually made these projects right here, which are just beautiful, amazing. And can you guys guess who that guest might be before I bring her in? She is on our lives quite often on Thursday nights. But anyway, let me see here. How do I do this? I'm going to add her to my stream. There she is. I'm going to go ahead and rearrange this a little bit here. All right. So yeah, it's Shannon. So hello, Shannon. Nice to see you here.
Great to be here.
All right. So I'm going to go ahead and let's talk about your card first, and then we'll get to the other project. So here is the card that Shannon made.
Great. So I kind of did like a galaxy background. I love doing those. I used the reactive inks, so ink blended kind of, randomly with grape, splash, pool party, taffy, and blue Hawaii. And then the key is getting some black in there. So I used intensified black ink and did a little black ink blending too, but kept it kind of light for the first coat and actually made like a stencil with the that moon, which is from the Dreamcatcher Fancy Dyes. I would have to remind myself what everything's called. But I use that kind of like a stencil. I actually saw Debbie do something like this for one of her cards, and I was like, that's brilliant. So I use that just to create a little texture in the background. You can kind of see it's very faint, but it breaks it up a little bit. I think it makes it a little bit more interesting. Yeah, and just ink blended with the same colors again over it and kind of placed it in different spots, and then ink blended with whatever was in the background there, ink blended it more heavy-handedly over that moon. And that was basically the background. The last thing I did was, well, I had to dry it completely because there was a lot of ink on it. And then I used the awesome Tiling Textures stamp set. I used, which one? Yeah, that one down there, because I thought it kind of reminded me of the lines in the moon a little bit. It's not the same pattern, but it kind of reminded me of that. And I used I ripped a piece of paper, and used it as a mask and then stamped over it with that tile texture. So it kind of had like more of a random edge, even though it's kind of rounded, but I did rip the paper.
Oh, that's a great idea. Great technique. And I love how she just used it on the edges like this. You know, if you're not sure what to do with a pattern like this, that's a great way to do it instead of tiling it up like it, you know, like it says on the name, but you can use it through a mask like she talked about here. Very cool.
Yeah, just
say what your splatters were. What are those splatters?
Those are unicorn ink, swished down to acetate and then some water added to it, and then just splattered on with a paintbrush over for stars.
So pretty.
So that's basically the background, and then the beautiful Dreamcatcher is layered up cardstock and then heat embossed with the copper embossing powder, which was also used for the tile areas. And then I always call them leaves, feathers. I don't know why I get leaves and feathers mixed up, but the feathers were white cardstock or dove white cardstock, and then the little pitch black for the little string, just for
that little piece in there.
And you could do so much more. You could go way more elaborate with that Dreamcatcher. Really, you know, add different lengths and more feathers. And I kept it pretty simple for this card. And then the sentence from the new art journal message set.
Oh, enjoy the journey. We haven't gotten to that one yet, but let me just pull it out and show. So this is a new message set in this release, and we'll get to it again in the catalog in a second. But the enjoy the journey is right there in there, and she copper embossed it, right, Shannon?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
All right. So then, like I mentioned at the start, the idea was that the team would make a card and then make something else with the same products. So what Shannon made with these products blew my mind. So let me pull it out and show you. It was older. I've been petting them ever since they've been in my possession because they're so beautiful. All right, I'm just fixing your feathers. So there we go.
Yeah, so I made some earrings. It was Libby's suggestion. It was a really good one. And when she told it to me, I was like, oh, yes, definitely. That would make great earrings. I've always wanted to. I don't know if you guys kind of had this desire, but every time I see our beautiful die cuts, I want to turn them into earrings a lot of the time. I've kind of had this burning desire to do this, and so I really was excited about this opportunity to kind of actually go for it and make earrings with them. I've done earrings one time before, but I've never done them like this with these intricate die cuts, and this Dreamcatcher die was so perfect for it. It was so fun to build this. So it's very similar process to kind of how I made the background, sort of. The difference is I first die cut that moon out of dove white cardstock and then ink blended over the die cut with the same inks that I used for the background. Just kind of did it more of in an ombre kind of style, so it's almost like a gradation to the dark blue and black. And then splattered. I even splattered a little bit of it's hard to tell, but I did do a little bit of splattering with the unicorn ink. But I think when I I did put like a fixative spray on them to kind of seal them up, and I think it lost a little bit of that that little bit of whiteness kind of went away. You can kind of see a little bit on one. And then I just stacked up die cuts for the leaves as well. I did heat emboss, I kind of dipped, or I guess pressed is the right word, pressed the leaves into some of that copper embossing powder and then stacked them up. And you can see they do have, the moon has, like, it's colored on both sides because I actually ink blended one of the moons backwards. So you just kind of ink blended the back of the die cut. And then I ink blended the sides of it too after I had it all stacked up, so the sides had a little bit of color too. And then I sprayed it all with fixative and everything. Wow. And once it was all dry, I just used the jump hoops. That was the easiest part, was the jump hoops. Oh, I did have to punch a hole. I did forget that. I had to punch a hole in the leaves with a small hole punch, but that was it.
I love how you dip the ends of the feathers. And my lighting in here is not as good as I wish it was, because that copper is really shiny and pretty in real life. It's a little dark on my screen, I think. But, and by the way, I suggested this to Shannon because she had mentioned she makes jewelry. I wasn't just like, no, random team member who's never made jewelry, can you make earrings? Because that would be a lot to ask.
Yeah, I wanted to make earrings. Libby just had a really good idea using this set, which was really, because I didn't know exactly what I was going to use yet. Mm-hmm. I always do everything at the last minute.
I love it. I just can't believe they're paper, because they're just so I don't know, they're sturdy, you know?
Yeah, it's just that heavyweight cardstock. I swear, when you stack it up, it's so strong. I'm ready to make some more earrings with dies. That's all I have to say. I think that because they're lightweight too. It's just something that's really kind of seems kind of obvious once you do it. You're like, why haven't we done this before?
That's funny. Michelle says that she can make jewelry too. And so we just opened a can of worms for her, because she's going to see our dies in a new way and maybe have to make some earrings as well. So I just love it that we're, it's like we saw this in what I think it was the February monthly release, the Dreamcatcher, and I loved it, but I only pictured it on a card. And I just love how this whole catalog and this whole release is just making me think of things in a different way. And I just love that Shannon made earrings with it. So let me bring her back in to the thing here. Oops. Sorry, I'm not fast with the computer. So Shannon, thank you so much for popping in to tell us about your earrings. I really appreciate it. And it was better to hear it from you than me. So thank you so much. Do you guys have any quick questions for her before she pops off and gets to her evening with her family? I don't think so. All right. Well, thank you so much, Shannon. And I'll talk to you later.
Yeah. Bye.
Bye. All right, I'm going to go back to full screen here and return to our catalog, and we'll keep going through it, and I'll show you more incredible projects from the creative team. If any of my team members are there in the comments and they want to pop in too, just let me know, because I'm happy to add you. All right, I love, this is a set also from our Dream release earlier in the year, and I just love it. Another die set. All right, going through, these are more monthly release and spring catalog products, and all our fun museums, since there was kind of an art theme to this release and our show that we did in Florida for retailers. Those are fun things to have in here as well. Love me some Shannon. Oh, I agree completely, Rosie. She's fantastic. All right, so here is another new set. This is called Handwritten Affirmations. Let me pull it out and show you. And I'll have some projects showing all these things. I know the artist cats are so fun, aren't they? I have to show you what I made with those artist cats in a minute. All right, so today is a good day. Wish, dream big, gratitude, and adventure. And you can put a little and sign between them if you want. So just a fun little message set for your projects. Okay. This was by Mindy, and it has her recipe there as well. And then this one I love too. This is called Art Journal Messages. And we kind of touched on that because Shannon used it on her card. And I love that it has the regular typewriter type font. It has these bold messages. It has ones that are in boxes, reversed, or, whichever way. I love to cut these out. It's really easy to cut those out onto a card. And so there's grateful, happiness, enjoy the journey, laugh, love, smile today, dare to, so that you can do dare to dream. What you love, so you could dream what you love, create what you love, my happy place, it's okay, enjoy the little things, hello, believe, spread kindness, trust the process, which is great, joy, and then a couple ampersands. So lots of fun. Are you going to sell journals? Well, I don't know. We haven't decided that yet, but if you guys are loving this whole idea of journaling and whatnot, maybe we'll have to start. All right, Months and Days is our final new product of the stamps in this release, Stamps and Stencils. And it's just a good basic number set and then days of the week and months. So fun, and I'll show you some projects made with that as well. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and put these back in my little bin here, clean up my space a little, and then I'm going to start going through some of the projects. Actually, no, first I'm going to show you some of our new mediums that we have in this release, which are so cool. So one of my favorite parts of the catalog is in the back. Here's some more of our carryover products, lots of Stampin' Cuts, and this is an under celebrated stencil, I think. And Lydia was talking about this earlier too, how much she loves this because you can spell out anything with it. And she used on her project, Subway Letters stencil. All right, so here are our new mediums, and this is so much fun. So first of all, we have new Hero Pearls, which are little bottles of pearls. We have it in pewter, white, gold, and silver. And I think what I'll do is I'll show you this. I just saw Wendy's comment about tempting her to collect more beautiful notebooks. I know I'm a notebook collector as well, so I totally get that. Sorry for my arm reaching here, but I just want to show you these. All right, so here's a board kind of showing those Hero Pearls. So they're dimensional. You can do squiggles with them. You can do dots. And then you, of course, can also take a palette knife and smear them out. So speaking of smearing and a palette knife, we do have our own new Hero Arts palette knife as part of our tools. I love it. It's a nice big metal head on that, which makes it really nice for doing your mediums through a stencil or however you want to do them. And it has a nice wooden handle. And I've talked about before how we're trying to, we still have plastic in our products. I'm not trying to say we don't, but we try to get away from plastic as much as we can. And so I love that this is just metal and wood, nice and sustainable. All right. Now here are another new thing, which is the Hero Waxes. And we have that in white, black, and gold. Now, hopefully you can see on the screen the beautiful metallic shimmer of this stuff. And what I love about it, besides the fact that it's beautiful, is that it comes in these cute little tins. So this is what they look like. Hero Waxes. I'll open one up and show you. Isn't that beautiful? So this is a little bit different than our Hero pastes. It's smooth. It's we call it wax. It's not exactly like a wax. Like if you open this and think it's going to be like candle wax, it's not quite like that. But you can put it on with a palette knife. You can just take it with your finger, which is how I like to do it, and just burnish it on. If you put it on thin, it dries so quickly. You can make a smooth surface with it that you could actually stamp on. I put it on a little wood, one of those little wood slice things that you can get. So it goes on different mediums and dries quickly on lots of different mediums. Yes, I did have gold finger after I did that. Let's see what else about it. Yeah, it's just lots of fun. You can even take it and use a wet paintbrush and kind of water it down and paint it on. You can use it through stencils. You can probably flick it on as well. Hi, Mindy. Nice to see you here. Yeah, it's lots of fun. So there's black and white and gold. And the gold is just so pretty. I love it. And it's just a pretty metallic sheen on those. Okay. And then the third type of new medium we have is another Hero paste. And this is a pearlescent Hero paste. So now our Hero pastes are thicker. I don't know if you're be like, what? That looks just like the wax. Well, it's different. It's got a nice thicker texture. So this is really great to use through a stencil. We've already had our regular Hero paste and our glitter. So like here is the glitter paste that I've already used a lot of mine, but you can kind of see the glitter in there. So these, for example, a technique you could do is you could put some Hero paste on through a stencil. And the Hero pastes can take heat and they bubble and create texture, but don't burn. So you can bubble it up and make that fun texture. And then you can take this with your finger and kind of burnish it on and make something really beautiful. I don't know if Hold on, I'm going to grab something to show you. Just one second. Sorry to walk away like that, but this is something Maria Willis made in our class that she did. And this is the technique I was telling you about. She put the hero paste through a stencil, bubbled it a little bit with her heat tool, and then rubbed on that gold wax. So really nice. Now you don't have to buff the wax. You just put it on and it'll be shiny. And if you're thinking of another wax that a famous man in our industry recently came out with, it's not the same. It's very different than that. He did have his smooth out with a heat tool. It's not the same kind of wax. It's different. All right. So it's lots of fun to play with. And I do want to point out, if you're curious about the waxes and the pearls and some of these stamps, we did a blog hop today with the creative team, and they shared lots of great projects and stuff. So you want to hop through a lot of the things I'm showing tonight they had, but also that some of them created new projects as well. And we're doing a giveaway on that hop. So there's a great prize that you can win that has some of these waxes, some of the pearls, and then some of the new stamps. And all you have to do is hop along and comment on the blogs as you go, and that will get you in the running for that. Now, the other thing I want to show you is this new brick embossing powder, which if you think back to that cobblestone stencil that I was showing you, it's lots of fun to do with it. Here's that actual sample. So it's a kind of like our sand embossing powder, if you guys have used that before, that has several different colors within one powder. So it has kind of white flecks in there and then the brick red. So it really gives a realistic brick look when you emboss with it. So super fun. I love giveaways as much as I love Shannon. I don't blame you on that one. Okay. I think that's pretty much all the new. Now this page, that's our new ink line. It's some of our current ones rebranded, but we're going to have a lot more information about our inks and our new cardstocks coming up soon. There is a mention of it on our blog post today. We have a few new colors of cardstock as well. But all of those things, the inks and the cardstocks, they're going to launch on June 20th. So make sure and tune in June 20th, and the week before we're going to have Color Week, and we're going to talk all about those fun new mediums when we get there. All right, so now let me head into project land. I need to get some of the stuff out of my way here. And I am going to try, I don't have everyone else here talking about their projects like Shannon did, but I'm going to try to do my best to explain what they did. So this first one, this was on our blog today, and this is from Jane Nelson. And you can see she used the months and the number set that we had. And yeah, really cool card. And then she took that same idea, the same products, and made a frame with it. So this is her mixed media project. I mean, they're both mixed media, but this is her non-card project that she did. And she used, let me look on the cheat sheet real quick. Oh yeah, she used Reactive Inks as her colors on this. So she actually took the same watercolor paper, it's our Luxe watercolor paper, that she did on her card, and she did these backgrounds and then just kind of cut them to fit on her frame and then attach them. And so I love the colors she used. She also used one of the little dream sets that was in our February release. And then some of those from the Vault bugs on here. This is white acrylic paint that she used with like a mask she created with our Circle Infinity dies. These have matching dies, I believe. I believe the From the Vault critters have matching dies. And so she used the matching dies. Now our new silhouette ones do not have matching dies. So you'd have to fussy cut those, or, you know, whatever you like to do to get your things cut out, but we don't have dies for them. Yes, I love Jane's work as well. Which ink pads were used? Yeah, so they're reactive. Probably Splash, Blue Hawaii, Green Apple would be my guess on some of the colors that she used, but it's our reactive inks. So she actually did the blending of the ink on there and then added a little water as well, because you can watercolor with the reactive inks. You can use flicks to make them react and kind of become white in spaces. So that's what she used on that. And she did on watercolor paper. Okay, so that is her first project. set of projects, I should say. And those were on our blog post today. The Hero Arts blog is where these projects of Jane's were. So if you wanted to go and look at them in more detail, they are there. And here is her other one. She used the luggage tag alphabet set in the background, and then did some more reactive inks on there. She used a background stamp right on her letters. This is from the Hello There Stamp and Cut, and she used one of the cling backgrounds to stamp right on her letters, which I love. She probably stamped and then die cut it, actually. Let's see if there's anything else that I should point out on this one. I don't think so. All right. And then this is like a huge wooden tag. On the blog, you may not be able to tell that it is this big, thick wooden thing. It's so cool. So it's funny because I saw all these projects as the team created them. We post them on a website that we use called Basecamp to communicate. There's the word I'm trying to think of. And so everybody posted their beautiful pictures of their projects, and they were fabulous. But then once you actually see them in person, it's like, oh my goodness, I did not realize that this was a thing like this, a wooden piece, you know? So it's really beautiful. So same idea as her card. She just translated it onto this wooden piece. Really cool. Yeah, it'd be cute for a girl's bedroom for sure. Reactive inks will for sure still be in the line, Paula. Reactive inks, pigment inks aren't going anywhere. It's our dye inks and hybrid inks are kind of coming together as our core ink line. And we'll have lots more information about that. But my beloved reactive inks are not going anywhere. They'd have to fight me if they wanted to try to get rid of them because I love them so much. Yes, Hero Arts does have an amazing creative team, design team. Their projects blow me away all the time. So, my bin is really not cooperating. Okay, so I mentioned my little cats, my Meowseum pieces. This is what I created for the catalog, and I made 3 little little canvases. Gosh, my brain didn't want to work for a second there. And I just had fun with these. They're silly. And the way I did this with the cats is I actually stamped them on tissue. I actually used the Dina Wakley tissue paper. I can't remember. She has a different name for it, but I stamped them in black and then cut that out and put them onto my project with glue with a medium to stick it to that. So then I was able to make my background and then stick my little tissue paper piece right on there. And then I did some scribbling on there that is like secret writing because I made it really scribbly. And on mine, I used acrylic paint. So I didn't actually use our Hero Arts inks or anything on this. I used some acrylic paint from my stash. And then this is a cap, like a bottle cap or a little lid to something, not a bottle. It's kind of small. I just dip that into the paint and add circles, add rings with it like that. So these are just fun. These little kitties make me laugh. I love them. Let's see. Did anybody have a question? Was the wax used on the side of the plaque? No, it's just wood. It's not the wax, but you could certainly put that wax on the side of that. That would completely work because it does go right onto wood like that. I would just use my finger and just put it on there. So the writing on here is not nice. Is that what you're saying? I scribbled it on purpose. I think on this one I put may we all dance like a cat in a French painting. That's what that actually says. Just silliness. And this is art washes away from the soul, the dust of everyday life. And I can't remember what that one is, but something. All right, so that was what I made. Now I have a couple from Michelle Short. Here's her card that she created. Ooh. And then she made a little wood piece using the same things. And she used, she made a stencil using the Honeycomb die, I think. Ooh, her writing is really small on this. Let me see here. Honeycomb Fancy Dye. Yeah, so she created a little stencil using our die. So that's another thing you can think about when you have dies that have like a pattern to them. You can, and it's what Shannon said she did on her background as well. She cut out that little moon from her Dreamcatcher and used it as a stencil. That's the same thing she did here to do her little paste on there. And then she did some die cutting of these with the infinity hexagons with our glitter paper. And then that poppy is done white embossed on vellum. And it's so pretty. And here she did a little bit of Glimmer metallic flecks. She could have done the wax the same way with the flecks, But our Glimmer metallic inks are so pretty too. Those have been around a little bit, but if you haven't noticed them, that's another thing back in the back of the catalog, my favorite part of the catalog, all the accessories. And if you look right, oops, surely they're in this one. Maybe they're not. I don't know. I should have looked before I started saying, oh yeah, there they are. Specialty inks right here are all our Glimmer metallic inks. They come in a little bottle with an eyedropper, kind of like our watercolors, and they are water-based, so you can water them down and paint them on, but I like to use them almost full strength and just put them on. They have such beautiful shine as well. I love all the shiny things. So those are our Glimmer metallic inks, but they're liquidy. They're not like the waxes that are thick. They're an actual liquid. All right, all right, all right. Here's another case. So here's a beautiful card that Michelle Short created with our color layering Monarch butterfly, some script background stamp. This is the little frame that goes on the Looking Glass dies, if you guys know what I'm talking about. It's our little metal die frame that you can cut out. It's the ornate frame. And she did just half of it and put it on her tag. So really pretty. And Michelle's style is always kind of clean and simple. So doing mixed media was a bit of a stretch for her, and she did it phenomenally. She did such a great job. So this is another example of where I didn't realize exactly what her project was when she posted it. And then I saw it and I'm like, oh my gosh. Again, it's wood, and it's this great big wooden tag, which is so fun. And again, she used that same butterfly here. She used that same frame, the ornate frame, and she doubled up or tripled up her cardstock to make it nice and thick. And then just beautiful. All this little bit of stamping here in the background. Now, this is what, I don't know if everyone says this, but definitely Maria on our team calls taco stamping, where you can take, well, you would have the paper, like, you can't even see what I'm doing. I'm taking the backer off of this so it's more flexible. But you can take your red rubber background stamps and do taco stamping, as Maria likes to call it. This is a different stamp. This is not what she used here, but just to give you ideas, you could ink it up and then take it like this. And that's how you get like a little bit here and there on your project, is by rolling it up a little into a taco and stamping it like that. So that's the fun, Maria's trademarked taco stamping technique, which I think is what Michelle probably did here as well. So a fun way to use your background stamps. Yes, Michelle knocked out of the park. Every single one, Debbie, Mindy, all of you, Pam, Dana, I've seen you all in the comments from our creative team. Everyone did a fantastic job. Now this one's super fun because, oops, hold on, two things got stuck together. This one is done by one of our employees at Hero Arts. And she didn't tell me, well, she did when we were starting to work on the catalog, but she does all this mixed media and art journaling. And I had no idea. She's like our, I'm drawing a blank on the name right now because I'm on live and my brain doesn't work when I'm on live. She's like our product manager. She's like the person who orders all the things from the vendors and keeps our inventories up and all that, right? So she's not on our creative team. She's not one of our artists, but she is an artist. And so it was so fun to see her make this for our catalog. And so she used some of our infinity dies here for the cover. Oh, her name is Gretchen Junker. She's awesome. She's so much fun. But just look at all this. She just had fun with it. Probably strips of paper and then inked them up with a stencil. Here's that bug background stamp. So she really does like junk journaling where she just puts all kinds of stuff in it. And I just love it. It just makes me so happy. Here she did some of that secret writing I was talking about, kind of the scribbles. Here she used my favorite tile pattern stencil and she embossed through it. So it's really textury that you can't tell on the camera, but it's really full of texture. Look at this page. Ooh, so pretty. So she just had fun, fun, fun. If I could reach up and hold a star for every time you've made me smile, the entire evening sky would be in the palm of my hand. How awesome is that? Oh, I just love it. Here's the Dreamcatcher that we just saw. Gretchen's amazing. People here from Hero or from creative team, Pam and everybody, Gretchen helps me get your products every month. So, you know, we love our Gretchen. So just all this fun stuff in here. And she uses her negative pieces. She die cuts things out and then she just takes a pen and scribbles around it. So one thing I love about this, so this one you might recognize, this is now the picture on our website for our So I mentioned that our inks are coming June 20th. If you want to make sure you don't miss it, go to our website in our mixed media catalog collection, and there is a placeholder for a Get Them All color system, which you don't have to actually buy it. But if you go in there and do notify me, you'll get an email when those things are available to buy. And that's just a placeholder. And we use this picture from Gretchen's journal as the image on it. And that kind of made her day because, like I said, she's not out blogging and doing all the things that people like Pocono Pam and Mindy and everybody are doing. She's just working at Hero and making awesome things and not telling us. So what link are you looking for, Neva? You can find the link to the Get Them All thing for the inks and stuff, the notify me. It's at heroarts.com, and there's a banner when you first go to heroarts.com that is this new mixed media release. And then that'll be a whole category. There's 3 pages worth of stuff, so you might have to scroll through. But also, if you go to our blog today, at the very bottom of that blog post, I mentioned the this color system as well, and that you could notify me on there, and I link to it. But I will, after this, maybe I'll stick a little link to it in the comments. Actually, I can grab it in just a minute and just put it right in the comments for you guys. Oh, you found it. Okay. Well, that's somebody else. And actually, if any of you, maybe on the team, if you could find that link and just stick it in the comments, that'd be really awesome. And here is another page that she made. I got kind of distracted there. But anyway, I just love her, and I love that she made that, and it makes me really happy. So, all right. I know Gretchen has to be on the blog more often. You're right, Rosie. I need to do something about that. All right, now let's move on to Emily. And I mentioned with the silhouette florals that you don't have to just make a monochromatic. You can do different things. And what Emily, because she's amazing and talented, did was she went and stamped them, and then she used, I think, some kind of acrylic paint probably. Oh, it's gouache. She used gouache paint to paint over what she had stamped, probably in like unicorn white. Let me look. I'm sorry, I keep taking it away and looking, but I want to see what she did. Yeah, so she used unicorn pigment ink on navy cardstock, and then she painted over it with gouache to add all that color. So that's looking at those silhouette florals in a whole different way. So pretty. And of course, Emily's super, super talented. And here's her little cute little hanging thing that she did with the same products. And she used one of the looking glass frames. And she also used the new calligraphy background on this and also in the center here. Okay. Other thing from Emily. Gorgeous stuff here. She took, this is called Togetherness Bouquet. This is something we've had for a bit. And again, she painted it. She embossed it. Yeah, embossed it in white and then painted it with her gouache. Nope, this is luminance. This is colored pencils. The Chinese figures, I don't know what they mean. I'm so sorry. I should have known that before today, and I forgot to look it up, and because I knew you guys would ask, and I don't know what they mean. But I will, I don't know. Maybe I'll put it somewhere. Maybe I'll put it here in the comments once I do know. And then she used a stencil in the background with white iridescent shimmer sprays. That's another medium that we've had that I didn't even mention in here in the back of the catalog, but their shimmer sprays are beautiful. And so she used the iridescent white shimmer through her stencil. And Mindy, thank you for putting that link where you can get notified about the color system. Appreciate that. And then here is one where she used it and again painted over it, and she did it on a wooden panel. Another great thing to hang in a craft room or in a bedroom. She did some stenciling with the hero paste, put a little glitter on it, and then she used the luggage tag letters to make her message on there. But, you know, I know that not everyone can paint the way that Emily does because she's so mega talented, but it's just so pretty. But it is a fun way to use your stamps in a different way that you might not think about, where you could stamp them and then color them in. This is basically no line coloring, so she must have stamped it in something really light and then used that as her guideline for her painting. Right? And yes, I love the coloring of pencils on dark cardstock. It's one of my favorite things. So pretty. All right. So now we have some things from Debbie, who I know has been here in the comments. Let's see. Let me see the order I want to do this in. First, we have, there's so many things going on this that Debbie, I'm not going to do it justice, but it's so pretty. all these little tags, and she used one of the bubble bold prints here. She used the "It's Okay" message. She used a butterfly. She used this, that's one of the tiling textures right there that she painted or stamped on there. I mean, just look at how gorgeous this is. By the way, another thing I want to point out is mixed media can be all different styles, right? It doesn't have to be like this, which I love, which is a little more grungy or whatever you want to call it. It can also be bright and happy. It can be like Jane, right? It can be all different ways. It doesn't have to be just one look. You might think of mixed media always being kind of the more grungy looking stuff, which I love. And I love this. I think it's fantastic, but it doesn't always have to be that way. Right, right. But Debbie Adams is, oh, I love her. Are you still here, Debbie? I don't even know. But here's what she made as her non-card project. And it's this cute little wooden, so she took two little canvases and then put cardstock in between them to make this little book. There's this cool clip on there, and she used background stamps, again, the bubbles. She did some scribbling, some X's and lines. She put the little things message. Debbie makes my heart sing too, Dana. I completely understand. For a few more minutes. Oh, there she is. Hi, Debbie. So if you have anything that I should be saying about your beautiful projects, just chime in. But I just love them so much. So pretty. Oh, she even wrote the name of the CG771, if anyone wants to know what product that is. It's the CG771 Bubbles bold print that she used. Just makes it look so much different. You know, I always think of it as just being in an ocean scene on a card, but it's such a great stamp and texture to use on your projects, right? So she says, I tell you all this, remove your brain. I'm not sure. I'm guessing that means she just lets it flow and lets it come out, but I'm hoping that's what she means, and she's not trying to make fun of herself. All right, so her second project, and I think it goes in this orientation. She used the calligraphy background, so pretty. She used some of the tiling textures there, I believe. Yep. And then she used liquid watercolor. She used some acrylic paint on here as well. I'm looking, see, she puts the things on the back for me. And then a feather, actual feather. She made this one and put some stamping on it. Some thread, some pieces that she has, some ephemera. The characters, I'm not sure what they mean. I need to look it up. I mentioned that. I'll try to find that out and put it in the comments. Hi, Margie. Margie's here. She helps me with adhesive. She's a scrapbook adhesives by 3L. And then this is what Debbie made with the same products that are on this card. She made this incredible journal. And so I love how she created just okay, so this is something you guys can think about for your projects, right? You just make backgrounds. You take a piece of paper, cardstock, you start putting colors down, you put mediums down, you put stamping like the calligraphy, and then you take some of your dies or punches and you just cut things out. And those can be really awesome elements to put on your projects, your journals, your cards, your whatever you're making. And so that's what Debbie did here. She created these, you know, just she had fun making backgrounds. You can also, I keep a scrap box right on my desk that has all kinds of backgrounds that I've made, but I haven't done anything with, that they may not look good as a whole, like as a whole A2 card front or something. But once you start punching little pieces out of them, they have all new life, and you can, you know, they look fun in like a little circle like this that you can put onto a project. So another way to look at things as well. Debbie says, I'm an overthinker and doing this requires you to not overthink. Hard for me. Oh my gosh, Debbie, how is it hard for you? You do it all the time and you knock it out of the park every single time. And Margie says, wow, Debbie, you have my address, right? And she has a scrap box. Yay, I do something that Debbie does. That makes me feel like I know something, that I have the same idea as Debbie. Look at this. The Chinese characters say you have to mortgage your home. Too many wonderful products. That's funny. I'm not sure if they're Chinese. I don't know which language it is. I don't want to say the wrong thing, but I will look it up and let you guys know what it means. But I do know for sure it's nothing offensive, because I remember that one of our stamp designers mentioned that, she made sure it was not. So you should see her trash can. Oh. All right, moving on. Thank you, Debbie, for those beautiful projects. This is from Sika, so it's a big S for Sika, and it's a wooden. Our team loved to use wood on this thing, and she put some color on, and then she gold embossed. Oh my gosh, my lighting is so not good. You can't even see how beautiful. There we go. There's some beautiful shine there. She gold embossed right on this letter. So this S for Sika looks awesome. And then here is her card that she made that matches with that same background. And I love that. It's the Swirls and Dots is the name of the background, by the way. I love how she did this. I wish I knew how she did this. Sika, where are you? But it is a background stamp that she must have stamped, but it's got all this extra color on there, which I need to know. You know, I think she shared these on her blog today, so I need to go look it up after this and see how she did it, because I don't know how to explain this to you, but it's really cool how it looks. It's different than the little outline stamp that she used. So really cool. And then that's not all, friends. She also made a jewelry piece. So Shannon was not the only one who created jewelry. Sika did this. She put that same kind of background, same colors, into a pendant for a necklace. So that is so pretty. And again, I wish my lighting in here was a little better tonight. It's 9 o'clock in Georgia. Ooh, I've already gone for an hour, you guys. I'm sorry if I'm keeping you too long, but there's still a lot more projects. So as long as you're here enjoying looking at them, I'll keep showing them to you. But I just love this. I love this whole little ensemble from Sika. She did a wonderful job with it. And do you guys remember that bold print, what it looks like? I'll just show you real quick so you can kind of get an idea of what the whole thing looks like, if I can find it quickly in my catalog. It's probably near the front with the bold prints. Here it is. So that's the one that she used for those, which is the Swirls and Dots bold prints. So I think that would be fun to just color, kind of different colors, just a fun, like almost a coloring page look. But I love how it looks in gold embossing. And see what I'm talking about, how it has all these cool dots on there. I'm not sure how she did that, because they're really cool. Like, look at how they're feathery almost. So I need to ask her how she did that, or go look at her website. All right. Yeah, and if you did miss the beginning and you care to watch the whole thing, you can always go back to the beginning once it ends and watch from the beginning. All right, so now we have a couple from Mindy. And Mindy, by the way, on her blog hop today, she made a beautiful card that has a butterfly on it, and it's purple. And of course, I love it because she used purple. And I love these too. So this one, I don't think she used Hero Mediums on this. She used gloss sprays, which are from probably Dina Wakely, who I love. And then she used our Hero paste on here with the swirls stencil. She did some fun ripping of the cardstock, which is always great to see the edge, the white edge show after you've made that fun background. And here's another one. She did both Believe and Create, which are from the art journal messages. Here you can see there's a clock background there, stamped in, really pretty. That is the gear clock bold print. And this is Star Branches stencil. And she did use the Hero paste, the original. And then she did the same kind of ideas on some big ones as well, and added, you can see more of that clock. She used some of the museum, oh goodness, what is it called? My brain. Museum Bus Fancy Dyes that were from one of our monthly releases this year. And then you can see the glitter paste on there for the swirl stencil that's kind of hiding into the background. But these are just really pretty pieces that you could hang on your wall in your craft room or wherever. The chain link fence die looks beautiful on there. Just awesome. Your order is going to be epic, Essie. Uh-oh, sorry. Sorry, not sorry. All right, now we're to Dana. I'm going by like I just have them in a bin. They're in no particular order. And Pam, you're so kind to be here, but I think you're late in the bin. Maybe I should move you up. All right, and this is from Dana. This is just some gold embossing of this flower stencil. So she probably used her embossing ink, maybe with she either mushed it right down through the stencil or used a blending tool to put the embossing ink on and then gold embossed it. So it is through a stencil. Then she did the cute little butterfly, and she dipped the bottom of it into gold embossing. She did white embossing at the top and gold embossing at the bottom. And then her background is just this beautiful blend of colors. She used liquid watercolors to create that. It says that she used art print brown, pink, cocoa, and white, and terracotta, and coffee. So lots of colors of liquid watercolor just blended together beautifully, which again, my lighting doesn't do it justice. It's absolutely stunning in real life by Dana Joy. She's here in the comments as well. All right. And then, well, she has several things in my pile here that I love. Let's see. I may have forgotten a card. I don't know. Let's see. But I don't have the card. I don't know. Dana, if you had a card with this, I'm not sure what it is. But I love this panel. It's so cool. She used that tiling pattern. Can you put wax through the stencil without wrecking the stencil? Yes. The wax is actually water soluble. So just wash your stencil right away and it'll be fine. For sure. I used my palette knife. You could also just use your finger through the stencil if you want it on thinner. So anyway, this is that tiling textures. And I just love how this looks. And she used, let's see here, unicorn white ink, white embossing powder. So I think that's embossed on there. Black gesso, soft pastels, Mod Podge satin. I'm not sure. Dana, no card with that one. Okay, good. I didn't lose your card. Whew, that scared me. But I'm not doing justice on explaining how you did this, but I just love it. It's so pretty. Really cool. So it's just cool using all those little squares of the tiling textures together. And it has earth, wind, and fire. I just realized that's really cool. All right. And then she made this card using the Abstract Expressionist bold print. And she used, I'm sorry, I keep pulling away from you. This is the metallic inks, the Glimmer metallic inks on there. And I just love how shiny and cool that is with that fun, funky background. And then she made a coaster using that same background stamp. Let's see, that's the same orientation. And she did some gold embossing right on her coaster. So this is a coaster that you could use for a drink. Clear embossing and watermark ink, gold embossing powder. And then she used alcohol inks to color it in on this shiny surface. She was able to use alcohol inks to add her color inside her embossing. So really fun, really fun. I'd love to have this on my desk and just put my water on there. The coaster, this is what you fell in love with. I don't blame you, Sharon. Isn't it awesome? And yeah, Sharon, again, I'm just looking at your comments real quick, make sure I'm not missing anything. Love it. Absolutely love it. And then she also did a couple of really fun and funky bold bookmarks using, these are products from our April release, the art themed release, and abstract frame. Yeah, they're fun. Love it. Those great quotes. And then she made another coaster. This is different. This is not the same kind of shiny coaster, but this is wood. And I love how that looks on there as well. And she used that flower silhouette. You made 5 more of them. What did you make 5 more of these? I love this. I want to make a set of them to have in my living room. They're so awesome. How did you seal the coaster? Pouring medium? Is that what you used over top of it to seal it, Dana? It says pouring medium on the back. I think that might be what she used. But very fun. Very fun. Awesome, awesome. Okay, let's see. Get this out of the way. Now I have some things from Jessica Frostbalis. Let me sort them a little here. She made several really fun things. Let's see. I'll start with this. So let's see. Yes, pouring medium. Okay. Is pouring medium the same kind of thing you would use for like acrylic paint pours? Is that what pouring medium is, Dana? I'm not sure. All right. So this is from Jessica Frost Ballas. She used this, is it called Starry Night? Starry Night stencil, which I love because I love Starry Night. And she used white hero paste. And I think she colored her hero paste with re-inker, which is a fun thing you can do with hero paste. You can make it all different colors. That's another thing that's great about hero paste. Especially well, you can do it with all of them, but especially the original hero paste. It's just a white paste, and you can color it with all the different re-inkers and make it different colors, and then put it through your stencil, which is what she did here. She die cut some stars with our Star Infinity dies with our glitter paper. She did some little flecks of paint with our Glimmer metallic ink. And then she used the dream message from the new art journaling message set. Really awesome. Yeah, tinting the paste is super fun. Super, super fun. I just put a little bit of the paste down like on a craft mat and then use my palette knife, my wonderful new Hero Arts palette knife, right? To just mix it up on my mat and then spread it out on my stencil. And the thing about the hero paste is when you do use it on your stencil, you want to be quick about it with the washing. So if you can't get it to a sink right away, it's good to have like a pan of water next to you while you're using it because it will dry hard on your stencils. All right, so here is Jessica's second creation on a canvas. So then she made a beautiful canvas with that same idea as the card. She did the stenciling again, and then she used the glitter hero paste as well and stenciled that through the same stencil. So there's a little glitter on top of her regular hero paste. So really, really pretty and fun. And I love those glittery stars. Okay. Then she used one of my favorite background stamps. This is the Nautilus background stamp. I love it. She used the gold glitter embossing powder. And then this beautiful whale from that set that I pointed out earlier that had the whale and the pirate ship and everything, which I love. And I love it in silver. What am I trying to say? Silver glitter paper. Just so pretty. Would Hero Arts ever consider a live with the project making a tile like Dana's? Well, you know, we want to plan our next stamp along is going to be mixed media themed. So we'll have to look into that. If you guys wanted to stamp along and make a tile, you'd have to get all those ingredients for it, but we would tell you in advance. So if you guys are interested in that, it might be an idea if Dana's up for it. All right. And then I'm getting distracted here. Okay. So then Jessica made a journal cover on this. And this is just such a fun idea. So you can buy relatively inexpensive plain journals, right? And this is a great gift to give to people to make a decorated journal cover using all your fun products. And this is just, I mean, could you imagine getting this from somebody as a gift? That is such a wonderful journal and it's so personalized and beautiful. And she also used a background, let's see, pearl strings. So this is the pearl strings background. See all those little dots in there? I love how she layered that up, put the string of pearls and then put the Nautilus background on top of it. But this is just such a fun gift idea to do. So it's just a journal. She used a kind of maybe a fancier journal. I don't know. It's made in Japan. But the ship and the whale are from a die set. So that's some dies that we have. I can show you guys the die set real quick. It is called, well, it's on here. It is called Dream Accessories Fancy Dye. It was from our February monthly release, I think. And I pointed out, oh, there it is right there. Oops. Sorry, I'm not on my screen. There we go. I just love this die set. I think it's so fun. The ship reminds me, because it's like with clouds and moons and everything, it reminds me of Peter Pan. Like that's Captain Hook's ship floating in the sky. Oh, maybe from Daiso. Yeah, that's a good idea. I'm not sure. But I just love the whale. I just love that whole set. I think it's so fun. The cloud, the little star, and that's the little star she used there, I think. And then it has a fun little moon with a face on it. Can you see the little face on that moon? So cute. But the whale just makes me so happy. It looks so pretty on there. Yes, February was a fabulous release. I agree wholeheartedly. I wonder if it is Daiso. Jessica lives in Virginia. I'm not sure if there is Daiso in Virginia. It's more of a West Coast thing, right? But she could have visited and got them. Or maybe it is in Virginia. I don't know. I just know that I go to it whenever I visit Hero Arts out in California. Why does Peter Pan keep flying? Is this a joke, Melissa, or is it because of Tinkerbell's fairy dust? I'm not sure. All right, this is so pretty, by the way. I'm getting distracted, but look at how pretty this is. I love, okay, so this is something that I've learned from Jessica, and I'm sure other people on our team do it as well, and people all over the place. But Jessica starts with a colored cardstock, and then she blends onto the colored cardstock. For me, I would think, oh, I have to just, do pink ink all over a white piece. No, it makes it so much easier if you start with colored cardstock and then do some ink blending around the edges of it. And I just wish I was as smart as people like Jessica and Mindy and everybody else who does these things naturally. So this is our Azalea cardstock. She's the floral silhouettes, art journal messages, gold glimmer, metallic ink are the little flecks. Looks like she stamped and then stamped off a little to get the two-tone of the plants on there. So pretty. So it's looking red to you guys, but it's azalea. So it's kind of a hot pink color and then more of a red down here at the bottom. So pretty. And then what Jessica did as her second project to go with her card is she also made a jewelry piece. So she made a little pendant there. Isn't that pretty? So I think that's a piece like, that rectangle piece is what you would get. And then she glued the little rectangle that she made onto that piece. So really cool. Sorry for my sniffing. Glad you guys are feeling motivated. This is totally inspiring me as well. And then Jessica was on a roll. She made so many projects. But here's a card and bookmark she made with her beautiful rainbow ink blending. And then she used the cobblestone stencil. And then she used some of the tiling messages. See them shiny on there with a little hero paste. Let's see. Nope, I lied. Sparkle embossing powder is what's on there. That's not hero paste because it's a stamp. So she stamped it on with embossing ink and then did our sparkle clear embossing powder, sparkle embossing powder. And these are reactive inks that she blended on there. There's also some, since they are reactive inks, she could, hold on, let me look. Did she use shimmer spray? Yeah, so she used white iridescent shimmer spray on there. That's what those are. So it's really sparkly and pretty in person. And then she used the spread kindness from the art journal messages, and then she made a matching bookmark as well. So who's going to start making jewelry? Are all of you going to? Love Jessica. Yes, me too. All right. Now we have Pam, who's been here in our comments for so long, waiting for her beautiful projects. I love this. This is one of my favorite looking glass. This is Flying Girl looking glass. And I just love her. I think she's so fun. And she's especially fun in gold glitter paper, like Pam did on this. And then she used the Sunray bold prints. She used nativity stencil. Oh, you clever woman. Back in this, the swirling right here is from our nativity stencil, which she looked at that in a whole different way. So this is the sky on that stencil. And then down below is the nativity. So she's using her holiday stencil off season, which is great. It means it's very versatile. And that's a perfect background to Flying Girl. That is so smart, Pam. I love it. And she used the dream message from the art journal messages set. And I think she used gold glitter embossing powder is my guess. Glitter, gold sparkle. I keep calling it gold glitter, gold sparkle, gold glitter, whatever it's called. Fun. Okay. And then she made a cute little decorated photo album. So she used some paste here, really thick and fun. And I love the purple and the blue, so pretty. And she just really put that on the front of her photo album. And she used Flying Girl. She used Believe, Make a Wish. Those are from, let's see. Use Sparkle is the stamp set. But I just love how you guys don't know the texture. You can't feel the texture on this, but it's so beautiful. And just thick and beautiful. I'm not being very descriptive. I think after an hour, I run out of words. It does look like Wendy from Peter Pan, right? Flying on there. So this is just so pretty. And then look at this. Cutie pie inside the photo album. That made me smile when I opened that. Love it. Love it, Pam. So awesome. Okay. So another fun thing you could give as a gift, right? Decorate a little plain photo album that you could get for relatively inexpensive. Peter Pan keeps flying because he never lands. Our comedy show tonight from Melissa. Thank you, Melissa. All right, here is another card from Pam. And this uses, I don't know. I might have cut the back off this card and lost the supply list, but it has a Love is Love stencil. It has these cute little silhouette kids. She used a little bit of the cobblestone stencil there in the corners with the hero paste. And then it has that new frame red rubber stamp that we looked at the beginning. Distressed frame, or I think it's called. All right. And then here's another. This is just what she wrote a cute little note to Ron on, who does our photos, but it was awesome. So we used it because it has that frame again. It has Love is Love. It has the hero paste. Really cool background. And then she made a gift bag. So when you make the beautiful photo album to give to somebody, you can put it in a decorated gift bag. So again, she used that same frame, which is this one that we looked at way back an hour ago. We were looking at this, remember? And that's what this is right here. Has Love is Love. I love her little balloons. The team at Hero loved this when they got it. Both of these projects, it reminded them of a Banksy. You guys know Banksy, the graffiti artist. That's what they thought of when they saw this. Oh, you hear Wisconsin in my voice. Interesting, Sharon. I grew up in Michigan, right next door to Wisconsin. So I've lived away from the Midwest for a really long time. After college, I moved to Texas and now Georgia. But every now and then, my Midwest roots, my accent comes out, I guess. All right. So I love these. So awesome, Pam. Absolutely love them. All right. All right. Maria is next. Let's see here. Oops, see, I dropped something. What did I drop? Let me sort out what goes with what here. So first of all, here is a card that Maria made. Kind of simple. It has beautiful watercolor paper, and then just a beautiful gold embossed dragonfly. Simple and gorgeous. A little bit of gold flecks on there that you maybe can or can't see. I'm not sure. And then that Enjoy the Little Things. Just a really beautiful, simple card. And then she made a really gorgeous stationery set with the watercolor paper. I'm not sure if I should take it apart, but this is, I think, our handmade watercolor paper. So it's nice and thick and beautiful. Hold on a second. I'm going to look at this. That does not have all the details. Hold on a second. There we go. Okay, I'm going to just take it apart. Handmade watercolor paper. Yes, this is our handmade watercolor paper. Really thick and nice. And then she did some gold embossing of those beautiful critters on the different pages of it. And then this beautiful band to go around it that has some burlap ribbon. And then she did a little wax seal on there, which is not Hero Arts, but it goes perfect with it. Some gold thread. So pretty. Yes, very elegant is a good word for these, Pam. I'm not going to put that together on camera because I'll mess it up. Very cool. Yeah, that would make another great gift. Now this, Maria is my mixed media goddess. Look at all the stuff going on with this. It's just so pretty. This is that Togetherness Flower Bouquet stamp set. There's actually newspaper bold print, if you can see the little writing in there. And then there's a little headline there. Oh, I'm holding this weird for you guys to see. But it's just so subtle. She just builds up layer after layer, and it's so cool. And then she did some hero paste on here. Hold on. Let me just make sure. So many details here. Okay. So this is a Maria technique that I learned from her that is so cool. So she'll put hero paste through a stencil, which is what she did here with the diamond stencil. And then she will sprinkle sand embossing powder onto her stenciling with the hero paste and heat it. And it gives all this cool, grungy texture. on hers. Is she here tonight? Oh, she is. Hi, Maria. I was just talking about how much I love you. So white puff, hero paste with white puff and sand is what she's saying is that on there. So she'll do the stenciling, use your palette knife through your stencil with your hero paste. And then she will sprinkle the embossing powder right on top of it. She can either do it thick, like gold all over her embossing, which I saw her do at our class at NAMTA show, or just do a little bit of sprinkling. And the fun thing is, if you guys haven't discovered our sand embossing paper, I highly recommend it, especially for projects like this, because it has a combination of different powders in one powder. So there's coppery and gold and different colors all in the sand, and it makes the best texture. And my lighting in here just doesn't even do this justice because it is so pretty. All those details. And then she used the luggage tag alphabet to do her hay. Put a little enamel dots on there. And then beautiful coloring on her flower. So talented. All right. And then using the same products, she created this incredible journal cover, which is just a cover. But isn't that gorgeous? So many layers of beautifulness on here. Is that a way to say it? You can kind of see that newsprint in the background there. Lots of speckles of gold glimmer metallic ink. Sand embossing powder. Yes, Renee, look it up. It's awesome. We first had it when we did a beach kit years ago as one of our monthly kits. And so when you just put it on the whole surface, it kind of looks like sand. But when you just sprinkle it on, like she literally pinches a little bit in her fingers and just sprinkles it onto her powder or onto her project and then melts it. And it'll just give this cool texture to her projects. Okay. Yeah, it was in a kit way back when, and now it's just part of our line. It's part of our embossing powder collection. And we have lots of wonderful embossing powders. Oh, here's what I dropped. All right. Now this little trio of projects is so fun. So this, oops, it has a thing on there, but this is a playing card. See, Joker? This is on a playing card. So she used the Bug Collection bold prints and lots of embossing, lots of taco stamping. I talked about your taco stamping earlier, Maria. And again, that's where you ink up your bold print with the embossing ink, and then you fold it like this, and you can put like a little bit here and there all over the place on your project. She used I think that newsprint. Let's see. Nope, Novel Prose on this one. Novel Prose. Let's see. Bug Collection bold print. Love You Stamp and Cut Excel. She used some Canary pigment ink. So that's yellow. See the yellow pigment ink. And then put clear embossing over it. Taco stamping. I said that right, didn't I? I hope my brain didn't say something weird instead of taco stamping. Did you add paper to the playing card? I'm guessing no. She just built up lots and lots of layers on top of it with lots of embossing. And let's see what's on her supplies on this one. She used all kinds of stuff. Look at this here. This is what she used. So many things. Liquid watercolors, black and white gesso. So that's what she does. She coats it with gesso first to create her surface, which is not something Hero Arts carries, but any art store or whatever will have gesso, right? And so you just coat that on, and then you start adding all your layers. And there's just so much going on these cute little things. She put some lacquer pen, I think, on her bugs. She wrote out bug. White and black acrylic paint. There you go. Same as gesso, really. Let's see. Oh, she has directions for that on her blog today. There we go. Look at Maria's blog today from the Blog Hop. And leave a comment when you do, because then you'll be entered into our drawing. Look at all the details on this one too. So cool. So many things. Yeah. So anyway, love bug. I love your love bug. And then some, these are from our show that we did. Just some more Maria goodness. I just want to let you take in for a second. Here she used the cobblestone stencil with some blue pigment ink, and then did some embossing with it. Here's the critters that are the silhouettes, and then she just fussy cut them out. Here's our poppy stamp that's on watercolor paper and watercolored. She used that great new frame around there and did gold embossing on it, or maybe brass. There's some honeycomb stamping on there. Just so many layers and so much goodness. Okay. We only have a few more, and then those of you who are still here with me, which is awesome, can go to sleep. I don't know what time zones you're in, but it's going on 9:30 here. So these are from Alina. She used our Rainbow Heroescape, and it's really shiny. She really made this. She must have used. Hold on, let me look. I say she must have, and I can just look. So she used pigment inks to do her rainbow, and then she did clear embossing over it. So it's really shiny and thick and fun on this card. And then she made another coaster. So there is her coaster. And this is really bubbly. So she used ultrafine clear embossing powder. And again, she used her pigment inks to stamp right onto this coaster. This is not the shiny white one like Dana had, but more of a stone type of coaster not coaster, it's a tile. You buy the tiles at like Home Depot or Lowe's or wherever. And then that's what she did this on top of. So it's a really fun way to make a coaster, is using the tiles. And then you can put a piece of cork on the back of it so that when you put it down on your table, it's not going to be scratching it up. And so that's how you can make coasters. All right. Then I have some from Lydia here. And again, these are, I think, on her blog post today. Oops, hair, gross. Okay, she used the cobblestone here, which I think she used the stamp on this one. Lots of gold, Glimmer metallic ink. She used those Subway letters that she loves, that she did them with hero paste. Some terracotta. She used liquid watercolors on her background first. And then she did both the stencil here and then the cobblestone stamp here. And then she did some acrylic paint as well. All right. And then she made a journal as well. So just this little thin journal. I did get a little ink on there. That's okay. It makes it more homemade. And this is a nice grid journal. Love it. And then same kind of thing that she did on her card, she did here on her journal. So again, I would just love to make journals like this to give to people. I think that would be so cool. Or if somebody wanted to make one and send to me, I would be happy with that as well. Okay, that's it. So yeah, she did do her letters very straight. I am in awe of Lydia always. She's amazing. Make art journal. Yeah, she can make art in here. That's awesome. Magical. Let's see. Any other questions or comments I'm missing? I'm not sure. Lydia is fantastic with this journal. I agree. All right. And then she made another one. So here is her card. She used some, what do you call that? Punchella? That's what that's called. Drywall tape. She called it drywall tape. I thought that was called something else, but I guess that's the drywall tape in the background with the little circles all over it, which is really cool. So you can find some cool things at your hardware store to put on your cards. And then she used our chain link fence and a little lock die. She just cut the die cut so that she could put it around her punchinella. That's what I was trying to think of. It looks like punchinella, right? Is that the same thing as drywall tape? Is that what punchinella is? I'm not sure. And then she did some little gold glimmer metallic ink flecks on there. And again, I think you could do that with the wax as well. Just water it down a little and flick it with your paintbrush. And then this is really cool. Okay, so this is another journal, but this is not a journal she bought and did the cover of. She made this entire journal. And again, she just put that beautiful chain link fence on there with the locks and just beautiful background. But this is a true junk journal. So she took all her flyers that she gets in the mail, and that's how she created this journal. So it's a heavy duty cardboard journal. Now, what you would do with this, if you wanted to do art inside this journal, which Lydia does, she wants me to send it back to her when I'm done, which I will. Well, I don't want you to see her address on there. I have to be careful about that. But, what you would do, this is a safe one to show you. You could start working right on that. But what I would do is I would take some gesso again, and I would coat that with gesso, and then you could put whatever kind of art you want on top of it. or you could use watercolor ground if you wanted to do watercolor on top of it, but you would put some kind of surface on there so you could get rid of the glossiness and kind of cover up that house that we don't care about and use her journal to create art in. So it's a really fun way to do this. And so you can see how she did this. She just takes the flyers, they're these cardboard flyers, folds them in half, and then glues them together. So glue those two together, glue these two together. See how that works? And you just create your journal that way. And then I think you have to put a cover on and then put something, this might be some pattern paper she used to kind of attach her little things of, I can't talk, these cardboards together, to make it onto her cover. And there is a little bit of fabric there as well. And actually, I will say, I believe that Lydia did a Facebook class on making homemade journals like this. And I'm sure she still has that available as a replay. So if you were ever interested in making a handmade journal, she might have even mentioned it in her blog post today, but reach out to Understand Blue if you're interested in learning more about how she makes handmade journals, because she did a really great online class that I'm sure is available for replay. But there it is. Very cool. All right, I have one more stack of projects and then I will let you be on your merry way. And this is a huge stack, but I'm going to go through them because they're awesome. This is Sally Trademan, and she has been a hero artist for so long, and we adore our Sally. And she just made she went crazy with the mixed media, and she created such fun things. And she once a month has the Saturdays with Sally feature on our blog. And some of these are going to be on the blog this Saturday, so you can tune in and see more details about it. She's not a blogger herself, so she wasn't in our hop, but she does create for the catalogs. And so she lives in Palm Springs out in California. And so she also used some mailers and stuff to create this one. And she loves to use fabric, and she always sees things in different ways. But you can see she used some of the tiling textures, some of those messages, one of the bold prints there for that burst. And then she combined it with some mail that she got for this fun little scene. Here is a watercolor background where she added stars and glimmer metallic and the dream big message. Really dreamy and fun. Create joy. She just did some watercolor lines on there, really pretty, and then used the art journal messages. Bye, Maria. Thanks for popping in. Wish. This is, she just cut these shapes herself, little pieces of cardstock to make candles, and then put little enamel dots on there, and then this really fun, dreamy background on there. This is fun. Calligraphy background, art journal messages. She likes to use stitching. She did some gold thread in her stitching. It has this fun heart on there that actually kind of could probably have some dimension on there if we wanted to. And I love how she made the tile texture little background, and then she cut out a heart with the heart infinities and then put those other hearts inside that little die cut. So it's a little space for her hearts. And she loves hearts. She loves red and pink and hearts and orange. She's Sally Hearts with 2 S's on Instagram if you wanted to follow her. She loves big florals. Here she used that spiral bold print to create her big flower. Fun little patchwork one here where she created a bold background, cut it all up and put it on her card. Is that washi paper? I'm not sure which one you meant, but this is just cardstock on here if that's what you meant. Oh, maybe on this one. This looks like, yeah, that could be washi paper. I'm sure that's what you meant, right, Sharon? I think it's either wash. Yeah, it feels like washi. I think that is what that is. You could also do that with like origami paper with those beautiful Asian looking patterns. That'd be another thing you could do with that. This, I don't even know how she made that. Let's see if it's just some metal decor thing that she had. So she repurposed it on this card. And then she used the tile texture, just put some stripes of glimmer metallic on there. Right? Gold embossing pad. No, that is the metallic inks, glimmer metallic inks. The gold embossing is on there. So really pretty. There's so many here. More florals. Beautiful tag that she did. I love the little tips of gold on her flower, and it's just this beautiful crinkled up paper. A watercolored flower. She loves to just free form create, right? So she just watercolored that, took a black pen and did some squiggles around there. She's so creative. Love my Sally. Okay, I have to show you these together. So here's a card she made with the tiling textures, and she has the hearts. And then look at this. This is actually a pot holder, and she stamped right on there with the tiling textures. She sewed them. She's a great seamstress, but she sewed in between the layers, and then she stitched this little heart on there as well. But isn't that fun? That is with that tiling texture stamp set. And she used a black ink. It was white fabric, so it's not like she bought a pot holder. She actually made the pot holder with white fabric because she's amazing. And then she used an ink that could stamp onto the fabric. So cool. Here she made some cute little flower pots and the tiling textures behind it. The message, today is a good day. I think these are from the silhouette. Yeah, she just writes the number on there, so I don't know what it is. But another beautiful, she went to town. She like knocked the mixed media out of the park. Not gonna lie. She did awesome. Love that. I don't know what she used, but so another thing, we're talking about that scrap bin. So you could also just free form, or if you have dies to cut out flowers, but this is just teardrop shaped cut out. But you could have some backgrounds that you have in a bin and just cut things out and put them on a card when you need a card like that. And it looks so cute. A couple little enamel dots on there. Here, I think she used the silhouette florals, and she did probably marker direct on the stamp and then stamped it down. Hero Arts will debut another kit. Sharon, our kits are always the first Monday of every month. So the first Monday of June, I think, is June 6th, maybe. That's when the next one will be. Here's tiling patterns again, tiling textures. Here's just using all their little journal things, cut apart and stamped and all over the place. Beautiful ink through the, goes like that, I think, through the cobblestone stencil, one of my favorite stencils ever. And I just love it with all this metallic ink. It's so pretty. I love the little collage that she created there in the center. My kit hint, Essie, my kit hint is that I invited Jen Shirkus to join us. That is a big hint. Maybe that'll tell you what it is if you know Jen Shirkus. All right, here's another fun one. I love how she made these little lines and then she went in with a black pen and just drew the little dots, which just adds a little something to it. All right, a pen. She actually made a pin. This is like metal. I don't know what kind of metal she had to make that, but she die cut it with our nesting flower dies and made a pin. She made a little art journal cover. I'm telling you, Sally went to town. She made so much great things on here. And then she made this beautiful canvas. It's like a flat canvas panel. Love all the black, and I love the colors she used on here. It's too big to put on my screen. But then she did some of the hero paste, maybe mixed with paint through the cobblestone stencil. There's a little bit of glitter hero paste as well. Just dots of her paint. Just really awesome. So many details on this. All right, guys, those of you who are still here, thank you so much for being here. That is all the projects from our team, from our catalog release. They knocked it out of the park completely. And I just love everything they created. So again, if you want to have the catalog where all these projects are, it is available on the website. You can order the catalog itself. It's $10. It's called PS215 2022 Mixed Media Catalog. Also, go through the blog hop that we had today on our website. Go to theheroarts.com and then the blog. A lot of these projects were shared by our artists today in the blog hop. Thank you, Margie, for linking the blog hop. These products are on our website. There's a banner when you first go to heroarts.com that will take you to the category where you can find all the new products. But a lot of these projects that I showed today actually use existing products that we've had, just in a new way of putting them together rather than the cards that this team. And by the way, I just want to shout out to the creative team again, because so many of them don't do mixed media on a regular basis. Like Maria is a mixed media goddess, and Lydia is very comfortable with mixed media. Debbie does quite a bit, but a lot of them were like, what? Mixed media? Eek, scary. And they stepped up and they made such beautiful projects. I'm so proud of all of them for doing it. And it's just such a great release. And so I hope you enjoyed looking through all their beautiful projects tonight. I'm sorry this was a really long live, but I appreciate you all being here with me because I could talk about this beautiful stuff all day long. And have a good night. So thanks for joining me, and I will see you again soon. All right. Take care, everybody. Good night.